Welcome in, my dolls and figurines. I'm Dark Barbie Different, and today I wanted to, as a really special thank you for 1,000 subs in the dollhouse. Thank you guys so much. It means so much to me. I wanted to give a very special video. It was initially going to be my full collectibles. I felt like that would be way too much information for one video, so I am going to split it into 3 videos, and we are going to start with the physical media, retro games, consoles, handhelds, mostly retro, and VHS, DVD, and books today, as well as manga. Oh, and if I didn't already say it, y'all should grab a drink or snack or do your favorite hobby or chore, because this might be a long one. I've only shown you guys a very small portion of my physical games, and I did a girly games video as well, which was a lot of my DS games, so I'm super excited to do this again, and I thought this video would cater to a lot of you guys, and it is a mostly nostalgic video as well, with a few of the handhelds and my PC pretty much being new, but the rest is basically all vintage. And I want you guys to also know that this collection did not happen overnight or in a few years or anything like that. A lot of these games, a lot of the PS1, a lot of the PS2 I grew up with. I had the PS1 since the 90s with games that were my family's and I stuck with, and I have bought a lot of games. I have sold a lot of games in and out to play over the years, and I truly play them. Haven't been playing the PS2 as much lately, but I'm always excited to get back into it. I have been playing the DS mostly lately, and The Sims 1. So, anyways, let's get into it. Again, thank you guys so much for 1,000 of you in the dollhouse. That is just wild to me, and I really appreciate you guys keeping up with all the art and the nostalgia that I love to share and do. So thank you again. Let's get into this video. So in my other 2 videos, I should say also, the next one is going to be the music physical media and an update on my vinyl, because it's been a while, as well as cassettes, CDs, music memorabilia, and like I said, music physical media. And then the last, probably maybe biggest video is going to be my doll and toy collection, my nostalgia collection in full, which I have not done on the channel at all. You guys have seen bits and pieces of my wall, but I've never gone through and done each one. Like I said, I thought of doing that all in one big video, but it was actually kind of scaring me, and I've been putting it off, so I decided to break it down, and I think that will be more enjoyable for a lot of different types of you that watch. So I will also try to link down below the different time slots for right now. I'm going to start with the retro games, and then I'm going to do the VHS and movies and DVDs, and then I'm going to do the books. But enough yapping. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do, because I'm really excited to share my full collection with you guys. So let's start off with the PS1, since that was kind of my entry to gaming, pretty much. I think I did actually get to play a Super Nintendo at my bestie's house, who I'm still friends with, and we grew up together like sisters. Shout out if you ever watch this. Anyways, we got to play the Super Nintendo together at her house, and I do think my parents had one when I was super young, but I honestly don't really remember that, but I'm pretty sure I did play it. So that was like my first system. Do not have that anymore, sadly. Wish I did. but my first system that we kept all this time, I still have my original, and it was the PS1. And a lot of these, actually, most of these games are from my childhood. This one and this one I rebought as an adult actually pretty recently, and I haven't played either of them, but I did grow up with Cool Borders as a kid, and it was amazing. It was like pre-Tony Hawk, pre-Shaun White snowboarding. Like, this was the snowboarding game, and honestly, I love this type of graphic. I'm pretty sure that's called like a Dorfic graphic, actually. Love it. Whoops. Love, love, love. Just gonna real quick, probably gonna mention this 900 times, because back in the day, the booklet used to give you everything, because you couldn't just look this up unless some niche person was on a forum typing every little bit about the game, which was, honestly, it was kind of hard to come by back in the day, like game walkthroughs online, game facts, shout out. But yes, those are my two newest that I did not grow up with. We do have a retro gaming store nearby that I love, that also is an arcade with revolving games and stuff, so I got those there. Love it. And these, actually all of these, I grew up with from childhood. These ones were given to me by someone who passed away now, so I don't feel like I can get rid of them, and they're honestly kind of sick, so these ended up in my collection. But these all are the ones that I grew up with. Sorry, there's probably cat hair on everything because they love to hang out with us everywhere. You'll probably see them wandering in and out. But we're going to start off strong. I'm just going to go in order of how they're stacked, which is in no particular order. I play them, I put them back, I pull a new one and I put it back, kind of thing. But this was one of my favorite games growing up, and it is the Mary-Kate and Ashley's Winner's Circle. I actually just bought a PS2. I feel like it's totally a copycat of this game called Riding Star. Like, can you not tell me that it's trying to be that game? I had to. So, this game meant so much to me, and it was literally just Mary-Kate and Ashley, like, jumping over stuff, but it was like a pretty big world, and there was like soothing little music in the background. Honestly, can't even explain it to you guys. If you know, you know, and if you care about Mary-Kate and Ashley, this is one of the good games for sure. And then there's still, like, for the nostalgic viewers, there is still the booklet with pictures in it, which is absolutely amazing. There is a mail-in, like, survey. Usually when you used to do those, they'd like send you something, a little something back. But yeah, I miss these. There was even notes, because you probably could look up cheats or whatever, but loved this game, and you could unlock like different stuff for the horses, and this was a really cute and fun game. I do occasionally throw it on here and there. I haven't played this in a while, but super fun. Dance Dance Revolution. Cannot play this in my apartment. I don't know if you can see that, but I do still have the dance pad up here. Got this when I was a kid, probably like 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's been well loved. This is the exact dance pad that I have. I hope you guys can see that. It's everything, and I'm a little butterfly. I think that's how I know that song. So, yeah, this one's in full color. I don't need to show you guys all of these, but they're amazing. And for those who do want to see the nostalgia, like, this is what we're here for, right? So, this game, oh, it looked like they had a Disney one too, but this game was so fun. Me and my cousins used to play it in the basement and like jump around, totally failing. I don't think I was ever good at this game because I played it when I was pretty young. Always used to annoy parents. I feel like they like regretted buying this every time. Really fun game. Highly suggest it. I feel like the graphics and everything still to this day, if you can find a working pad, which a lot of retro game stores have, definitely worth the play. It's a really fun game. I don't know if the Kona mix is something different. I think it just had like different music on it. recreate the arcade hit experience in your living room. It was amazing. I love this game. Like I said, you guys, this video might be long because I really wanted to be in-depth about everything. I don't know if I'm going to be this in-depth about every movie, so keep that in mind. But these old school nostalgic games, I think I am going to be pretty in-depth about because they're everything. So this still has the Hollywood Video sold 2001 on it. My dad totally bought me this game when I was a kid, and I loved it. Again, it was like a little dance, kind of Britney's Dance Beat, if anyone knows that game, but you were Spice Girls, and you could also like create little remixes with clips of the songs. I swear, it was so fun, but they were very like Robloxy, kind of looked like Diva Stars in the game, if anybody knows those dolls, but yeah, super fun game. It has the Spice World logo in there, and I just love that. I also have a couple of Spice Girl VHS and the CD still. They were everything, and I love having that nostalgic history still. I'm really glad I didn't ever give up my PS1. When people were playing 360 and PS3 in the 2010s, I was like, yeah, no. I love my PS1, and I'm not giving up. I need to get more comfortable here. I'm getting warm. So, next are some more super strong ones. Probably the games I got addicted to first were the obvious, a lot of people's first games. But yeah, I grew up in the craze of these. These are the ones from my childhood, so they're really, like, the cases are worn to crap, but these games are so fun. I did buy the remakes for... Oh, I love how the Spyro ad is in there. I did buy the remakes for the Switch, but honestly, it does not hit the same. I like the remastered Dragons for Spyro, I will admit, but I still play them every once in a while on the PS1. My mom even loved playing this. Oh, this one might be in the PS1 because it's not in there. This one, though, Year of the Dragon, I think you could skateboard, and there was, like, the tiger in there. This one was pretty interesting. They all were super fun. If you haven't played Spyro or Crash, they are remastered, I think, on most systems now, but originally came out for the PS1, 3 Spyro games. I think this is technically the 3rd Crash game. Arguably the best. It's amazing. I love Crash Warped. There's like motorcycle levels, underwater levels, racing, tiger on castle levels, like plane levels. It's so fun. You get to play as the girl Bandicoot sometimes. I loved this game. This explains everything. These are the games that I started with, I think, in the 90s. I can't read when... Oh, yep, this says 95, 97, 98. 98. So yeah, I was like 5 when these came out. So that's super cool. And then 2 of my other all-time faves. These games are so fun. The Pac-Man World and Pac-Man Maze Madness. They're very similar. They're not normal Pac-Man games. They are like Mario mixed with Pac-Man, kind of. They're so fun. I honestly can't truly explain them to you. Hopefully you can see that to kind of get a gist of what they're like. They're basically mazes, but you're walking around as like a bigger character getting the dots and the ghosts and different stuff. These games you could lose hours on. They're addicting too. Oh, nice. They used to have their tip line in there where you used to be able to call in and get tips for the game if you're having a hard time. That's super cool. I love that. I love that that's on there. These ones were in full color. I wanted to just see these for a second. I haven't played my PS1 in a while, but I am never getting rid of my PS1. These are the ones... This game is so scratched. It was from the... It's from somewhere in town. Has an address on it, so I'm not going to show it to you guys, but a store number and an address. So it came from like a game store, obviously, or a rental. That's amazing. So those were my PS1 games. And like I said, I grew up with most of those since the 90s because I was born in 1993, so a lot of those were very, very early on games in my life and are near and dear to my heart. And now we are going to actually travel onto the PS2 because that was my second system, arguably, if not the DS. But we're going to travel there since that's right here. And then probably the PSP, Xbox, Wii, and then the DS. This is all the PS2 games that I have. There is about 5 or 6 back there that are my partners that I have never played, but I will list off. These are a lot of games I grew up with. Quite a few I kept. Quite a few I had to rebuy over time. And my family does still play them. My dad still plays, so he has quite a few games that I played from childhood too. So we both still play, and that's amazing. Both my mom and my dad did have PS2s. This is my partner's original PS2. I grew up with one just like this, and I think my dad might still have that one. I got a Slim at my mom's, which I did lose at one point in her garage when we had moved over time. It stayed packed up in her garage and I couldn't find it. Bought another Slim from my friend. Ended up finding it when she moved, so I have 2 Slims and we have this, and I'm keeping both Slims to have one in a separate room someday, hypothetically, and because the Slims I know can have issues over time, although I've never had issues and had these forever. I did used to have Guitar Hero for it, and I played that in the early 2010s still, and on this exact TV that I got when I was 10. In my old bedroom, I was still playing that at like 18, so that's amazing for me. Don't know what happened to a lot of my games over time. As I said, I did have to rebuy them, a lot of them, but I grew up with a lot of them. These few on the top are my newest ones. As I said, I do have a local machine shed store that I love to trade games in. Well, actually, I've never traded games in until recently. I love to buy games from there and support them is what I should say. But I loved when I did trade games in because he did an even trade bunch of my games for Tamagotchi Life for the DS, and I'm so happy to re-own that again. And I ended up buying these, which are Riding Star. Haven't played it yet. Super excited to play it. Frequency, which is an amazing game that I've only ever played demos of on the Jam Packed. If anyone remembers the Jam Packed demo discs from the old Game Informer, I think they were from Game Informer originally, or PlayStation magazines. Super excited to play this. It has real music on it, and it's kind of Guitar Hero-esque, but without a guitar or anything. Fun game, and it has the Crystal Method, Fear Factory, No Doubt, bunch of 2000s baddies. It's from 2001, so I'm super excited to actually get into this game. As I said, I've only ever played the demo. New game to me. Very excited to finally have that. This one, which I love the thick, like, spin-off shovelware games, so I'm probably gonna love this. And the graphics honestly looked super good. Scooby-Doo Night of a Thousand Frights. Have not tried it yet. I did get a Scooby-Doo DS game as well the same day that I have tried. That was super fun, so I'm excited to try this. I might actually try a few of these when I'm done here, so maybe I can throw some of the gameplay in there just to show you guys, but super cute. This was actually locked up in the case at the game store, which they have maybe like 10, 20 locked up in there, nothing crazy, but kind of lit to have that. And then Smuggler's Run, which my boyfriend picked out, and the case is kind of falling apart, but kind of sounded fun, and the graphics look really good for it being from 2000, so do not do that at home. But it's from 2000, and we probably wouldn't have been allowed to play this as kids, so we both thought it was kind of funny and kind of excited to try it. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these games or what your favorite game is or has been. So these two are also new. I have played both of these over the years. Star Wars Battlefront, kind of staple. I don't think I ever beat the game, but I have seen it so many times throughout my life. It's kind of staple to have at this point, and Very fun game, I know that much. It was kind of a... This started stuff for games, I feel like. But then, Grand Theft Auto 3. I like the old Grand Theft Auto games. I really liked Liberty City, and I think it's fun to go back to these old ones. Herbs, which is arguably one of my favorite games ever. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings about this game, so if you know, you know. But Black Eyed Peas, Sims, the game makes pretty much no sense. The game is about getting reputation, which is really hard to do, and styles, which... This came out when I was in middle school in 2004, and I remember just loving it because Central Station is kind of gothy. Or no, yes, that's the gothy one, Central Station. And then Kicktail Park, the like skater one. And then they have, you know, just all these different styles that you have to go through. So in 2004, that was so cool. I still love the styles that are in it. Black Eyed Peas, music in Simlish, like... This game is so niche and so good. And actually, the Sims spin-off games are so fun. There's, like, goals in them and different areas you could go to. So for, like, Sims 2 era, this was wild. And also, they're all different. So this one, the Game Boy Advance, the DS, all different games, all fun and playable. I love the DS one. And... Same with Bustin' Out, that one, there was one for the Game Boy and for PlayStation 2, completely different games, so it's like you could buy them all and have a whole new game. They knew what they was doing back in the day, but they were actually fun, too. So anyways, this was one of my favorite staples growing up. My dad still plays it, I still play it. I loved everything about this game. Mindy, like, everything. Everything about this game was amazing. The music, I know all the white people be like, I got this song from Tony Hawk, but for real, I probably did, because I loved all the music in this. I think this one came out in 2005, so me and my friends used to play these games in middle school, and we absolutely loved the music in it, the fashion in it. It was very, like, emo, alt, skater. That's what I have going in the background. That's why I keep looking at it, if you couldn't tell, but... One of my all-time favorite games, Tony Hawk, is a staple of my generation, and, you know, these games are so fun. They did recreate some, but again, to me it's not the same when the PlayStation 2 ones are just as playable to this day, and I think they're so fun. This one is actually not the one I started with. Started with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Pretty typical. And I live in Minnesota, and there was a Minneapolis skate area in that game, so it's kind of awesome. And again, amazing music. I don't think I have that one, but we do have the remastered one for the computer. Next, I'm moving on to the Bratz games, which I also thought that I had Forever Diamond somewhere, but maybe I do not. But these games are staple. I really grew up with this one on the GameCube. This game is so fun. I don't care who you are or how old you are. I've actually watched a couple Let's Plays of guys playing this. This art is iconic. It's so fun. It's pretty much fetch quests, but some of them are actually kind of hard, and it's weirdly addicting. I remember sneaking upstairs in the middle of the night to, like, play GameCube in my stepbrother and stepsister's room and stuff. Like, so fun. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's Bratz. You get to go to different locations, like in other countries. You're like a fashion designer and doing a fashion magazine, and it's just all the Bratz things you would expect, but it's really fun. This is one of my all-time favorite games, along with the Herbs. This one pretty much is a very similar game, but different. I haven't played it as much. There is pets in this one and, like, more photos, and I think this is way newer. Yeah, 2007, so this one I think was 3. Oh, this was 5, and this was 7. So I was, like, in middle school when this came out, and I was a freshman in high school when this one came out, so I never saw this. I got this later, and, again, I would suggest any of the Bratz games. They're really, really fun and addicting. And then there is the DS and the Game Boy ones, and those are all different too, but you're in Stylesville, kind of similar vibes, but different games. addicting little mini games on those, kind of like The Sims. They're all different, super fun, super nostalgic. This one has amazing music, like Ali and AJ Into the Rush. Don't let nobody tell you that your life is over. Be every color that you are. Like, yes, me. Dare to be different. I'm sorry that I'm throwing that game everywhere, but it's amazing. Next up are my Sims games, which I think this is all of them for the PlayStation. My favorite one is probably Bustin' Out. These two are pretty similar in vibes, where you start at your aunt's or your grandma's or whatever, and you have to help her, and then you move on to the next place, and you keep moving on to next places with roommates and having little tasks, and again, there's goals and stuff to unlock. Super fun. I love these ones. These two, you actually play as the Sim and get to like walk around as the Sim, which was new because before you had to like select stuff with a cursor. So these are super fun. Pets, you get to create your own pet, pretty obvious. These ones don't have as many goals, but I think there was like achievements so you could unlock stuff. I also think Pets had its own like town or park or vibe where you could get coins that were pet coins, and it was kind of weird, but I had super fun with this. I also think I used to, when I was a kid, have the Sims 2 Pets for the Wii, which was kind of different but similar. Very fun games. I think they're very fun. This one, really hard to play. Like, so freaking hard. You get stuck in a loop of needs. Like, the needs go down so fast. This game is so hard. I've tried it a few times as an adult, and I'm like, you would have just been taking care of your needs the whole time. I feel like I used to play this specific one for hours as a kid, and it came out in 2002. So I actually remember having these pretty young. Yeah, this one's from 2003. This one, way better. Love. There's all this weird stuff you could unlock, and like, it's very of the era of 2000s. I love these little like time capsules of outfits and vibes. So those are my Sims games for the PlayStation. I probably grew up with more. If there is more, I probably had them, but these I had to rebuy and are all worth it. I love Bustin' Out the most, like I've said 1,000 times. It's like my favorite Game Boy Color game too, or Game Boy Advance actually, but I don't have it anymore physically. So next is Britney's Dance Beat, and we're gonna go to Mary-Kate and Ashley's Super Sweet 16. These are just nostalgic, fun games that I got recently. I did actually make a video on this in the last few years. It's kind of, again, kind of Guitar Hero-ish. You just do, like, dance game kind of beat. You click to the beat, which I actually am not good at these games at all, but it's so iconic. There was a real video of Britney in it, too. I highly suggest you go watch that video if you're a Britney fan, because it was actually a really cool, iconic game. And it has her in the game, and they actually did really well with it. I thought it was very niche, very nostalgic, fun to have. And those dance games are fun to just play, even though I suck at them, like Hatsune Miku, let's go. So this one, you can play mini games. I've only played it a couple times, but I used to have it for the Game Boy, I'm pretty sure, as a kid. Very cute. Still has the booklet with them on it, and then, like, the little characters of them are so funny, but yeah, it's like mini games where you can get your license and drive and all this stuff, because it was like a Super Sweet 16, so it was like party game. Kind of fun. It's not one you have to play all the time. It's kind of one that you can throw on and play a couple mini games, and it's fun. So love those kind of 2000s nostalgic baddies. Gotta have. I have a lot of nostalgic games that I just like to play because they take me back like that. And I think the only one that I grew up with for the PlayStation was the horse riding one, Winner's Circle, for the PS1. Another copy of GTA 3, so one of these must be my boyfriend's and one must be mine, but that's freaking awesome. I love the old art. And honestly, these were iconic when they came out. One was actually allowed to play it, but we all somehow saw the game. San Andreas, one of the best ones, so that's pretty iconic. Had to get that. The poster is still in it too, so I will show you guys that. And I think it has the map on it too. Yes. So that's super fun. I'm probably going to hang that up someday. Keep forgetting it's there, but yeah, I love to have the old GTAs all the way to the new. Kind of excited for the new, even though we are going to have to wait for PC probably because we want it on PC. So obviously Kingdom Hearts, and I think I have a special edition actually out there. Did have to rebuy these, got on a kick in the last few years playing them again and remembered how freaking hard they were. Like, how did we even play this game in middle school? This shit's hard, okay? Amazing story, will make you cry. So beautiful. Yes, totally takes me back to 2004, headset, playing this game in the middle of the night with your friends, sleepovers, like middle school and fun times, like not the bad times, like Kingdom Hearts. Sora, kind of thought of naming my smart doll Sora because I'm pretty sure he's definitely supposed to look like Sora. The take on me, if anyone knows about dolls, totally gives Sora vibes, but I named him Cirrus, and I think Sora is a Cloud reference, so pretty close. This is an amazing game, Persona 4. It's actually the only Persona I've played, but if you know, you know. It's super fun. So, I don't even know how to explain this, but a lot of it's like reading and turn-based fighting, which I'm not usually into, but this has a really cool, weird story. So, love that game. I kind of have been curious to play others, but it's so hard for me to like get into new games sometimes that I haven't played. I always constantly go back to my old ones, so I probably will only ever play this one. I mean, I got into Moonlight Peaks, but that somehow was like different. I don't know. It's hard for me a different game like this, I should say. But this game is so fun, worth checking out for many different people. Like I said, I don't normally like turn-based kind of text anime games, and this is a really great story and game. I need to play it again, honestly. It's been a while. Hit and Run is basically the Simpsons version of GTA. It is so fun, and I think it is worth money now. I bought this a while back, and it's so replayable. It's so fun. There's over 50 mayhem-filled missions, actual voiceovers by The Simpsons. Such an iconic game of the 2000s. I love these little Simpsons games. There was a Treehouse horror game as well that was fun. ATV game, Boyfriends. He also has Aggressive Inline, Ghost Recon, ESPN 2K5, Splinter Cell, Stuntman, and Dave Mirra's, which I think that's the only one I've ever actually seen. So, he doesn't collect old ones as much and didn't keep as many of his old games, but sometimes I try to get him swindled back into it. He's more of a newer PC gamer and like kept going new, and I stayed with my old games, so those are his, but just wanted to throw those in there quick. Another Spyro game. Actually, I think I might have kept this one from childhood. Dog's Life, super fun. You get to play as a dog. Kind of weird. It's kind of like Bully or something, but you're a dog. We don't speak of this, but I got it used and I grew up with it, and I do not appreciate thou who shall not be named anymore, obviously, nor give them money, but buying this used is fun, and I loved these games growing up. I really wanted the Game Boy game, and I got to play it for a few hours before Christmas happened one year, and I was like, Mom, please, and I never got it, but I still think about it. She got me plenty of other games, but I still think about that dang Harry Potter game. So I had to get this to try it, because, again, I will not support Harry Potter anymore, but I grew up with it, and I do have a soft spot for the stuff I already own, or, like, buying a used game or movie. So, yeah, defs do not support what's going on with all that, though. SSX on Tour. I did not grow up with this one, I don't think. I grew up with SSX Tricky. Oh, there is 2 SSX games in there, so that's actually really cool. This is, like, clipped in the middle. I don't remember seeing that, but loved this game. You have to trick to boost. This is, like, the best snowboarding game ever. Cool Borders was totally its predecessor though, and if you like snowboarding, if you like Tony Hawk, this game was amazing. Snowboarding version. Good music, super fun. Love it. Love this little weird, like, Southdale, Mankato, like, Minnesota games. I don't even know, but it's a Tekken game, and I grew up with Tekken. It was so fun. I loved the girls on Tekken. I used to name my Sims after them. Cannot recall their names right now. But button mash, you could probably learn their tricks too, but I was always button mashing on Tekken with my dad growing up, and this game brings back a lot of fun memories. Hack, honestly, I don't remember this game, but I know I've played it. It's been a really long time, so I should revisit this one. This one I've had for years. DDR, enough said. It's the second one to that other one, and a really fun game. Cooler, kind of different graphics. Oh yeah, I remember I had these drawings on this one. Different characters. Definitely a fun game. Definitely worth it if you can, if you're in a space where you can have it. But yeah, those were all of the PS2 games. That might be the biggest collection besides the movies or books that is all in one, so yeah, I love the PS2. It's arguably one of my favorite systems besides the DS. I go back to it multiple times a year, usually to play Bratz or the Herbs. I still haven't beat the Herbs, I don't think ever, nor as an adult, especially if I have beat it, I haven't as an adult, and I need to. It's really hard, and I would love to just beat it someday. So I think last time I played, I was working on a different reputation, and you have to do these different stunts to people, which I don't ever fully understand, and I feel like I do wrong every time, but it's such a fun game, and I could probably go off about the Herbs forever. I highly suggest that anyone play this one. So I did forget to mention one last PS2 game that I haven't super played yet. I think I turned it on a couple times and checked it out, and it looked kind of wild, so I want to get into it when I have more time to really just dive into the Matrix, because this is iconic and I can't wait to try it. I love keeping the old game stores alive, and the one that we have in town is so amazing. They have just PS2 games stacked to the ceiling. It's pretty huge, actually, for a game store like that these days. So I get a lot of these games from there. A lot of these games I've bought in the last 10, 15 years. Rebought some of the Sims games quite a while ago. Those were some of the first games that I was like, I need to rehab these. This one I'm excited to play, so I wanted to show that really quick. And then my cat is, of course, trying to get in this little space that I kept open, because the Xbox 360 games are back there, you little butt. The PS2 games were sitting in front, and I almost put them away, then realizing that I actually need to get back there. Are you gonna let me? Okay. Sims 3, which was kind of interesting for the Xbox 360, which, by the way, my Xbox 360 isn't out, but I brought it to my birthday party so I could play Guitar Hero for my Warped Tour themed birthday party, because nostalgia. But yeah, so that's not sitting out. The other Xbox is here, but these are my 360 games. I just have the normal, original black Xbox 360. So not the original, but the original black one that came out. So this one was super fun. I rebought it. I haven't played it yet since getting it, but I grew up with it. I had to rebuy all my games because I accidentally left them somewhere in a box for a really long time, and I somehow only got my Xbox back. Whoopsies, that was my fault. But this game, first one on console that was very much like the computer, was so cool back in the day. I know a lot of people actually didn't like these, but I thought they were super fun, and I'm excited to try it again. I have since been rebuying more Xbox games because I do want to get back into it, and we have pretty much only gotten back into it for Guitar Hero, but I played it a lot in my teen years, and I loved the Alice McGee's games, which I don't have anymore, but yeah, these were all games that I grew up with except Forza, but I thought that would be a fun one to play with people. But Guitar Hero, Modern Warfare 2, Cameo, which loved this game. This was one of the first games I ever played for the Xbox. Me and my mom loved it. You can be like a fairy and this big rock guy, and you can change into the different characters, kind of shape-shifty. Very fun game. Grand Theft Auto 5. Obvious staples. And I also have 4 around here somewhere. Yep. Liberty City, Legends of Rock, and World Tour. So that is my very small but mighty Xbox collection, which those, sadly, I did all have to rebuy. Again, great prices from my local game store. I love to keep those alive. So before looking on Amazon or eBay or Mercari, go see if you have a local game store that you can support first, and then seek it out online. Because sometimes I've waited so long I couldn't. Pretty sure back in the day I had to reorder herbs and stuff because we didn't even have a game store 10 years ago. But yeah, super fun games for the Xbox 360. I have since gotten into it for Liberty City and for the Guitar Hero games. I forgot to mention we were playing a little bit of Liberty City on it, but I need to get into that more. Always so many games in so little time. Hard to decide a game sometimes, or to decide what game I really want to get into, especially with so many games I'm already playing, want to play, want to try, or want to replay. So that's a thing, but yeah, next we're gonna move on to the Wii, which I got the Christmas that it came out, and that's such an iconic memory thanks to my grandparents on my dad's side that are no longer with us. They got us kids a Wii, and we had the time of our lives that Christmas just playing freaking Wii games with our parents. Me and my dad played the hell out of that thing, and I'm so happy that I still have my OG system. Something was a little wonky with the last time I played, so we're gonna have to check that out again because the game store does sell GameCube games, and I want a couple GameCube games. But these are original games that I grew up with. I did not replace any. These are them. Sims 2 Castaway, iconic game, never have beat it, super hard to me. You fall on a beach, kind of Lost style, from a boat, and if you have multiple Sims, you start out as one and have to find them. I never found the other Sims. Like, I probably didn't know what I was doing as a kid, and I did buy this for the PSP and like other systems to try it again. This game is fun. Different Sims game. You have to like go gather stuff to craft walls and different stuff, and then build yourself a hut. It's like survival for reals, which is pretty much the Sims anyways, because you have to do your needs so much. You pretty much are in survival mode, so this is fun. Shaun White snowboarding, amazing music. There was a snowboard deal. I never had that. It was fun to just play with the controller, and me and my dad used to do the 2-player split screen. Loved this game. It did kind of have geeky graphics, not gonna lie, but it was so fun. I thought action sports were so cool when I was younger, and I suck at them, but kind of funny that it's limited edition. But got this for Christmas 2 years after the Wii came out, and it was so fun. Back then, you could play these systems for years before you needed an update, and they were still making cooler games. Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, I think you could use that skater dealio again, but I didn't have that. This game was kind of fun. I think this one was actually trying to be more like Skate. So it's fun. This one I actually rebought pretty recently. It hasn't been opened, so I need to try that. This was the first game I think I ever got for it that wasn't the sports. So, obviously I have the sports that it came with, but this was so fun and so hard, and my boyfriend grew up with it as well. He grew up with the first 2. This was enough for me. This was hours upon hours of gameplay. Or you could go rolled and upside down, and to understand this game, and looking at it now is like, whoa. Like, me going like this is the best description of this game I have. So, try it at home, be careful, be safe with your Wii controllers. I never had GameCube games for the Wii. I grew up with a stepbrother and stepsister on the side that had a GameCube, and should have known that I could have played GameCube on my freaking Wii. That would have been sick, because I just found this out. And there is GameCube games that I want. I still kind of want a GameCube, just for nostalgia, but I want Pikmin and Animal Crossing. But we're getting off topic here. I also would love to have Animal Crossing for the Wii, because I never played it. I just wasn't, I don't think I knew it existed. I don't know. Never was into that. I had Animal Crossing for DS, but yeah, these are all of the console games. My boyfriend does have a PS3 and a PS4 out there. I don't think I'm really going to show those because the only game for the PS4 that is mine is Heavy Rain, because I loved the story of that game, the idea of that game, and I've watched other people play it, but I've never gotten to play it. So I bought that in the last year from the game store, and I do need to play it at some point, but yeah. So those were all of the retro console game stuff. Now I'm going to show you the handhelds. So next I want to show you my physical handheld games and my handhelds themselves. And we will start with the first one that I got, which actually is not the first one I got. The first one I got was the Game Boy Color, and then traded in for the Game Boy Advance when they came out back in the Dizzles. And then got the Dinosaur DS, the original silver one, which I since gave away to an old friend when we were all playing back in the day. This was my original 3DS, though, which I have since put a case on and decorated, because I would never decorate my OG teal 3DS. It's still... I've posted it and people think it looks hacked, because you can hack your DS and put stickers on it, which I do have other ones that look like that, but this actually has... Of course, it's not loading right now. Stickers and a downloaded theme from back in the day when the App Store was open. This is not a modded DS, and I love this. And my cat, Starchild, is going to hang out with us, aren't you? Because it's close to food time, so now they're going to bug us. But this is my original 3DS that I bought when I was like 18, and it was a super accomplishment that me and someone who is no longer with us got to buy one together and play together, and he got the purple one and I got the teal one, and it was just vibes, and I'm so glad I still have it. I did just get Tomodachi Life, as I said earlier. So happy to have that game again. I wish I never got rid of it, because I would love to see my silly little me's that I made at like 19. But alas, it got really repetitive back in the day, because I used to play it literally all the time, and if you know, the DS one is quite a bit different than the Switch one. Like, a whole different game, but a similar idea. Very fun, though, if you don't overdo it, if you really just kind of check in. I think I'm going to love it now, because now it's nostalgic, and now I kind of know what I'm doing since it's my second time around. But I really do. If you have Tomodachi Life, just don't ever get rid of it. You'll regret it, okay? Not trying to tell you how to live your life, but... So, anyways, that's my original 3DS, and in there is Tomodachi Life. I love... This is one of the best stickerings of anything. Sorry, the light's not hitting that very good, but stickering of, like, anything. One of that I've ever done. Love how this turned out, and it's a very Y2K baddie. And along with that, I would like to show you guys my physical games. And as I said, I did have the original DS. I never got a DSi, although I did buy a DSi for my mom. A used one, and she plays a Hello Kitty one, and it's so cute because she loved the DS. And when we were kids, I'm pretty sure I saved up to buy my own DS, but then they like got us games and stuff for Christmas. And my mom and my mom's best friend, who was me and her kid, were best friends and still pretty much are. Our moms played the Mario game and called each other and like played it till midnight, and we opened it like, why was this played? But yeah, we grew up with the DS since 2004. I do not have my Game Boys anymore. Would love to get one. I would like to get a DSi that has the Game Boy cartridge in there even, just because I like to have physicals, even though I have also a Mew Mini, which I did up myself with onion and everything. So yeet, if you know, you know. I love the Mew. Ton of stuff on there. But these are my physical games that I have. Well, the physical cases that I have for the DS. This is the newest game, which I tried a little bit the other day, and it's really cool because it's kind of side-scrolly, kind of spin-off shovelware game like a lot of DS games are, but it looked like a ground and a background and a high ground jump behind and in front of, so it kind of looked interesting for a DS game like that. Excited to get into it more. The first thing I was doing was searching for a smell. It did kind of hurt my eyes. A lot of games hurt my eyes, so I need to give it more time. My boyfriend did have a comment that maybe I play in too dark of a room, because right now the ring light is on, but it's kind of dark in here, so that was kind of a really good point. I'm like, yeah, that might actually be it, but I used to, like, hide under the blankets and play my DS, so I don't know, that's probably why my eyes suck. Love Plus, just got into this a few years ago, but I love dating games, and I actually have the game Sprung, which was a very early, if not one of the first dating games in America, and it was for the DS, and I got it really cheap as a kid. I did used to have the case, because I remember the case all of a sudden in my brain, but I got it as a kid, and it was just a text-based reading game. This is kind of like that, but you have a girlfriend. I use my phone to translate it, because it is in Japanese, and I think I got this one in a bundle with this. Or this one, because I have two different Love Plus DSs. I fell in love with these and the game and the style of the game. And it's just really cute and manga, and I love it. I don't picture it creepy like I'm actually dating them or anything. I just think it's a really cute game, and it's a fun game, and you can unlock and scenarios, and these are the different DSs that I have. I think they're both Rinko, the same girl. So that's super cute. I love this one. This is very 2000s. These are both Japanese DSs, but anyways, those go with this Love Plus. They're the characters from that game. I don't know if you guys can even see this, but I also have the Love Plus book and the... I'll grab it really quick. Again, it's just a cute pictures. Actually, the DS is sideways, so you play it literally like this, and it's super fun. So I think it's really cute. You go to school and you set up due for that day, and then it kind of takes you through different scenarios, and then you go to work, and there's a different girl at work, and it's just so fun. I think it's fun, and I like playing it every once in a while, and like trying to learn a little bit of Japanese too, because that's really tough, honestly. So the more you see it, the more you know. So I'm gonna grab those books and stuff. Hold up. So yeah, when I fell in love with Love Plus and decided to buy this for a really good price, it came with everything. So it came with this, the full-on box, which is really, really cool. I actually had my original teal 3DS box for so long, but it was pretty big and bulky, and I was like, what am I doing with this? And finally got rid of it, and now I kind of wish I had it again, but this is heavy, like, it's really heavy. And this is the book, but I honestly haven't opened it yet, because I would like to beat the game and get to the point of having a girlfriend you can make dates with, because it has... Here, I'll open it. It has pictures in it that I think you unlock in the game too, so I don't want any spoilers. This is actually Neen on the outside, which is weird because I got the Rinko DS, but maybe they were just trying to get rid of the collection. So I think it comes with all three girls' books, though. If anybody would like to see the Love Plus collection in more full and cares about that type of niche game type stuff, I would love to show it more. Starchild is so funny, I think. She just noticed herself on there, and it was like... Did you guys see that? She was like... Sorry, I have a creepy cat, but I think she just got tweaked out by herself. Yeah, so this is super cool. So that was basically the Love Plus and the Love Plus DSs. As said, you play the game sideways. This DS, I have played more than any other DS that I have now. I mean, well, besides the teal one that I've had since it came out in 12. But since I got this, this is the one that I play the most, I should say. It's the DSi LL, which is XL in Japan. Love the huge screen for my DS games. It doesn't play 3DS, obviously, so this one is really cool, but this is not the new 3DS or anything, or an XL. It's just pretty much the same thing as my original, just a cool one. So this was really cool to get, and I'm so happy to have them. Like I said, I play these ones probably the most. I was playing Nintendogs on this one last night, so that is another physical copy that I have. It's not my original Nintendogs from childhood, sadly. Got burnt out of that, got rid of it, and now I'm like, I should have kept my original Nintendogs and just not played it for a while, because I would have eventually came back and been like, oh, my Nintendogs. Even though I know I had a Beagle to begin with, and I'm pretty sure I named him Pirate, so I got a Beagle and named her Roxy, which felt 2000. Something I would have named a pet in middle school, so vibes. Okay, moving on. Sorry about the Love Plus, but so cute. So kawaii. Style Savvy, which I got pretty recently physically, and I've played the other 3DS ones, but this one is the best one. It's so good, and it's again, you play it sideways, and it's just like how you do for Love Plus, and it's you just have a store, pick out clothes to buy for the store, get money for the store by doing outfits that customers ask you to do, and then they buy stuff. 9 out of 10 times they buy stuff once you kind of get the hang of it. And it's just so cute and kind of mindless and fun. You can just kind of have it sitting next to you while watching TV or doing really anything. Sometimes I like to do stuff like that while I do laundry. Something I don't want to do because I'm like, oh, but I made a cute little outfit. Like, it's not that bad. Like, so, adulting. Really fun, cute game. Love this game. Super glad I was able to find it at that local game store. New fave. I got it in the last few years and I have played it nonstop. I keep unlocking stuff too. It's really cool because every time I play, it's like something new happens. I just got contests recently, so that was pretty fun. Sims 2. Before I tell you about the glitches going on for me recently, I'm going to tell you how amazing this game is because you just run a hotel, there's goals, there is aliens, there is a mafia boss, there is so much drama going on, there is an amazing poker game that's so fun to play and I honestly think about all the time for no reason. I'm like, oh, that random poker game. Don't question me, it comes into my brain and it's called Keel Haulin' and I'm like, I randomly think about it. It's a great game, okay? If you know, you know. But there is a ton of glitches for me right now, and I read online that there is a lot of glitches. Just rebought this in the last year, and I was about to be close to beating it. There is a glitch right now where I can't get the... Well, for one, I should tell you guys, it's basically Animal Crossing, but Sims, and I know that makes no sense. But it is. It's real time, but you're running a hotel. Instead of an island, you have a hotel that you take care of, and instead of weeds, you have vacuum piles that you vacuum. It really is Sims Animal Crossing-y, but with goals, and I'm on a goal where you need all of the skill points, and it's in real time, so the skill points are found at different times in different places of the hotel. I can't find them, and I read online, and I don't like looking stuff up online for games like this. I beat this as a kid. I can do this. We didn't have online. I mean, we had online, but it's not like our parents would just usually let us look it up every second for a game or something. I don't know. I didn't usually look it up back in the day, is what I'm getting at. So I try not to, but I finally looked it up because I'm like, I can't find these freaking skill points. I had a few. I have 3, I think, and I need 5 or something, or 6, or I have 2 and I need 5, or something to that effect. Can't find. It says online, sorry to go off about this for so long, but I'm so mad because I've been playing it for like a year, ordered it last year, finally found it online for a good, decent-ish price with the case because that was very nostalgic for me because I grew up with this. I can't find these skill points and it says online that they can disappear if they are found in other files or that the game is glitchy. And I'm like, well, great. Can I delete the other file? No, you cannot. Okay, so I love The Sims 2, though. This is one of my favorite games. That's why I rebought it. I have beaten it so many times, but after you beat it, you can keep running the hotel, and every time you come on, you get a call, desk guy that's like, oh, this person and this person checked out. They were mad or they were happy. Oh, there's also mummies and a bunch of other stuff. It's one of my faves. Happy Home Designer for the 3DS. Pretty sure everybody knows what that is, but it's a designing homes game, and it's super cute and super fun. And I still need to get the one for the Switch, but I'm not ready yet because my island is not even close yet. I just have so much to do on my other island, and I have 2 islands, so I wanted to wait still to get Happy Home Designer because I'm weird and I just want to have my island more decked out before I get it, even though I know that's kind of silly. I have so many games going on is kind of the real reason, and I keep buying other games that I've wanted, so I just need to wait on Happy Home Designer. Oh, I also do have a couple Switch games coming, which are the Tamagotchi Plaza and the Hello Kitty game, because I've wanted those for a few years, and someone on Insta that I know was selling them for a really good price, like too good to pass up, so I bought them. But yeah, moving on, I have 2 copies for some reason of New Leaf. Don't know where the other copy of the game actually is though, but just have 2 copies of this, and I actually have 2 Animal Crossing normal, like the original not 3DS, the original DS cartridges. But I think we all know what this is. This is arguably the best one in this series. So cute. Love the Switch one, but I go in and out with it. And this was just consistently good. And wasn't as overwhelming. Didn't really have to create as much. It just was an island, your typical island, but it added public works projects. And this one just was so amazing. I loved it. I used to have all these paths and a really cool town that I honestly want to dig up pictures on my 3DS. Maybe I should and show you guys, but yeah. It was really cute, but I deleted all the paths because people kept moving in. On Animal Crossing New Leaf, anyone could move anywhere at any time, so you'd come back, half your villagers would be gone, and new ones will have moved in on top of your freaking path. So yeah, I ended up deleting all my paths. Oh, it says I have 2,452 pictures on my original DS. That is kind of scary and kind of amazing. Okay, here were some of my paths. I loved them. They were fake water to look like water. It was so iconic back in the day to do stuff like that, and this was around my town tree with the fireworks. I don't know if you can vaguely see that, but I'm so glad I have pictures of it at least, because yeah, villagers just kept moving in everywhere, so I didn't really play all the time anymore, but God, I love the fireworks on that game. I'm so glad I have so many pictures on this DS. I was getting distracted. This looks like a weird Tamagotchi drawing, which is super weird because I drew something like that on my new Tamagotchi without having even seen that. That just must be a me thing. But yes, those are some of my OG Animal Crossing Island, which I did make a video about, and I do still have. I just deleted the paths. So those are all of the ones that I have the actual cases for. And this one, Lola's Pet Shop. Super fun. In mini games, I just played a little bit of it last night, and there's a cream cone catching mini game that's actually kind of addicting and fun. And then I forgot to show a few Nintendogs, which I did talk about. This isn't my original game, but I think I had the Dachshund one when I grew up because I remember it being on a shred cartridge. But I had a Beagle to begin, and its name was Pirate with a Y. And then Under the Knife, which I got recently because I had that in middle school, and a fake surgeon game that's actually super fun because you like trace the parts and like have to surgical with your DS pen. It's so fun. And then it has like this little anime story with it and characters. And then Tamagotchi Connection Corner Shop, which is like the original Tamagotchi Plaza, I want to say. Mini games. It has a few that I think are on the Plaza game. Kind of a little repetitive, but they are fun and it is cute, and I collect Tamagotchis, so I do like this game. It's kind of expensive to get, and I was eyeing it in my game store for a while. I don't remember if I grew up with this one or the orange one or both, but I remember as a preteen in middle school, you used to be able to go on the Tamatown website, write down codes, and put them in your Tamagotchi, which I had written down somewhere, and I think you could do that with these too, which I have a Tamatown Tama. Last time I tried to play, it wasn't working. Which I'm scared that it got corroded or something, because those ones are really expensive to replace, and I bought a 10. So yeah, RIP potentially Tamatown Tamagotchi, also RIP Tamatown, also heck yeah, Corner Plaza or Shop. Super cute game if you like Tamagotchi, and it's kind of like Mario Party-esque with little mini games, but it does get repetitive. When you have to do the teeth game, you have to do 15, 20 Tamagotchi's teeth, and it's like the same thing over and over and over. So if you're ready for a mindless, very kind of cozy, chill game, the Tamagotchi games are super it. And then I'm moving on to, I love this case, by the way, because it just opens, and then it has a case for your DS, slots, multiple slots, this, and then it comes off. So you can carry your DS on the go, and I've always had this since I got my 3DS. I think I got this, like I've had it forever. You can just take that off, and then it has a couple slots in there too. So, Herbs, I already talked about it. Amazing game. I thought that I had the case for it, so it's kind of weird that I don't, but pretty sure that one is the one that I grew up with, and I never got rid of it because it's just such an amazing game. I've replayed it so many times. It's actually kind of hard to beat. Goal-based, Urbania, different places that you unlock different places with rep group and motorcycle game, artists, all these different things. You get a motorcycle. It's such a fun game. Love that game. Next one is Style Savvy, which I already talked about, but this is what the cartridge looks like. I do have 2 different copies of Animal Crossing, the original. Super fun. One is my original, which I didn't keep my original town, though. Mad about that. I have since erased it a million times and restarted at this point because I don't care since it's not my, like, original, and I'm sad that I didn't keep my original from when I was a kid. But so many weeds at one point, it was just not even funny anymore. Probably it is right now. But I went through a huge phase a couple years ago where I was playing Wild World, or maybe even last year, because I actually put it in my nostalgia stay off your phone video and got really into Animal Crossing Wild World. I go through phases right now. I am in a DS phase, but I've been kind of trying to play all my different games that I owned, because I was actually trading in games pretty recently, and so I wanted to back on all my games and make sure I wanted to play them, basically. And then I got that Scooby-Doo one, and I got the Tamagotchi Life. Sims 2, Love Plus, love that cartridge. Tamagotchi Plaza, or Corner Shop, sorry. Zoo Tycoon, which I did grow up with. It's just kind of iconic. It's what it sounds like. I don't know if you guys have ever played the Zoo Tycoon games from kind of the 90s, thousands. They were, you own a zoo, you run a zoo, there was Mall Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon, and Roller Coaster Tycoon, and all sorts of different tycoons, and they're super fun, kind of mindless games. They can be kind of hard. I don't know how I played it as a kid, because when I recently played it, I was, like, not that great at it, and it was kind of hard, but loved it as a kid, and it's fun to go back and replay. Probably will never get rid of that one. Snood 2, Bubble Popper, addicting game kind of thing that me and my mom loved. Snood 2 on vacation. Super fun. 10 out of 10, addicting game, kind of old Flash game style kind of game. I feel like grandmas would like that game too. Those were the games in the 2000s. They were simple, they were fun, never getting rid of Snood. Sprung is that dating game that I told you guys about. Mine is glitching, and it's stuck in like loop where no matter which selection I make, and I think I even ended up looking it up because it wasn't working, it won't progress to the next level, unfortunately. So Might eventually get a different copy. It does look super worn. I played the heck out of it because I thought it was funny as a kid because it's like a dating game, but it wasn't. It's not graphic or anything. It was very, very Game Boy-ish graphics with pictures and text that you read and choose off, give gifts, and key sloops for camp kind of thing. It was cute. It was high school. It was fun. And a manga-y, but for America. 10 out of 10. Love Sprung. And then I didn't really get into Pokemon as a kid. I didn't fully understand it. I had Pokemon games and I grew up with them. As an adult, I tried to play with a bunch of friends multiple times. So when we got DSs, we got these bad boys, obviously, when they came out. Those ones I actually really liked. I don't care. I don't care. I know a lot of people made fun of the moon Pokemon. So I liked them. I don't really like the Pokemon of it. I just thought the game was fun. So I keep those. Super Mario 3D Land was the first 3DS game I got. I also used to have Resident Evil. That was an early one I got, but I got rid of quite a few games. I have gone in and out of so many games on the DS. It's crazy. Happy Home Designer, which I already talked about. I got that one when it came out, and it came with Amiibo Reader, which I do not know where that is, but I think I still have the box for this even. Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros., and I think that is it for the DS games. And then the last DS that I did not show is my new 3DS. It's a Japanese one. I meant to buy the freaking XL though. And I somehow bought the wrong one online, so I'm going to still have to get an XL because I don't love the form factor of this one as much. I don't know. Not used to it. I don't love what I did to the stickering, but it's kind of cute in Y2K. I like the bottom. Love the device still itself, but I don't use this one as much for some reason. I just don't. I got it from Retro Consoles. Love them. I think I got my other This Love Plus kit with the stuff from them as well. So, yeah. This is a cool console. What I do like about this console is you actually can play it in 3D because it tracks your eyes, so it doesn't hurt your eyes. It has like a camera that tracks, and it's super nice. So I do like that. But thickness or something, wish it was a little thicker or a little longer. Or, I don't know. It hurts my hands these days, so I always grab for the DSi 9 out of 10 times because most of the games I play for the DS are regular DS. My few 3DS games, yeah, I go for the others. I've been trying to play my Tamagotchi Life on my OG 3DS because it's very nostalgic to me, so. I showed the Mew and talked about the Mew a little bit. That has a bunch of games from PS1 and below on it, so love the Mew. I have been playing, sorry babies, you can sit on my lap. Or not. Been playing the Sims Bustin' Out for the Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advanced on here. I've been playing Silent Hill for the PS1 here and there on here. I've been playing the Bratz games on here for the Game Boy Advance. A lot of Game Boy Advance games are super fun on there. There's a pinball aerial that I really like. There's ways to do all tons of different sorts of tons of different things is basically what I'm getting at to that device. Look it up online. I am not going to talk about how to do that or anything. It can be a process. It can take days. I went on a whole binge of Miyus and 3 of them and super love them. Ended up getting one for my boyfriend and my mother ended up getting one too, so super cool. I got to do their whatever stuff to it and make them fun and have themes and stuff, so those are really fun devices and they're not very expensive, I don't think, and they're pretty small, so you can't play them for hours and hours on end, but they're so nice to take somewhere because it just has a ton of stuff on it and you can just grab this and go, and it's very nice for like staying off your phone too because it's just so easy to bring anywhere with you. I love this device. Next is the Anbernic RG Cube, which is similar to the Mew, but it also can do DS, Wii, and PS2. Love this device because it's Android, so it's basically like a little tablet, but add in a front-end gaming emulation system. It is a little dusty because I haven't been playing it very often. I need to put different games on here that I actually want to play, but I was playing a different version of Wild World on here, and the two that I have for the DS, so I had 3, and I think I had other emulation ones, so I had like 5 Wild World Islands going a couple years ago, so that was super fun. I did post about that on my staying off your phone with a nostalgia video, and I need to get back into that, because honestly, it really, really helps. It does, like, I know it's just another screen or another device, but it truly helps get off social media to do all these nostalgic things. But yeah, I really like this device. It's like, because you can download anything Android onto it, and then yeah, it has games, and I like that it has the joysticks and all the different buttons. So I really like this device. Honestly, I haven't been playing it as much as I should lately because I've been into the DS and into Sims 1 on my PC. Not gonna go too far into this because I made a video about my Legion Go, which I did buy as a sobriety gift to myself. I have since skinned it with my own art design that I made digitally, and also made this into a flow star recently and posted about that. I think you guys have seen that in my posts, but yeah. This is my digital art, and I'm super proud of how it came out. It's the Mighty Skins, and it wasn't that hard to put on. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Really happy with how that came out. I love this device. Once you figure it out, it's a little nitpicky, but you gotta figure some things out as to how to play certain games on it. They don't just play right away with the controller somehow. I put Sims 1 on Steam from EA, and then you can use a Steam controller input, and then it recognizes this as an Xbox controller. Amazing! It works really well. I love it. I've been using it for that. I've been using it for Moonlight Peaks. I've been using it for Webkins. I've been using it for... I downloaded the Alice McGee's games on it. It came free with Game Pass, which now I'm gonna have to start paying for soon here, because there's quite a few games I'm playing on it. We played Outbound. We are playing Supermarket Simulator currently and loving that one. We're kind of addicted to that one. Me and my boyfriend play it. And then, I don't know. I have a lot of games downloaded to that, and I've really been enjoying it. I kind of wanted to be able to play The Sims elsewhere, because I feel like I don't often go on my computer because I have to be like stationary here. And it was really helping to play The Sims or do something while doing laundry or doing dishes or cooking. So I've been doing that, and it's been so nice. And then I can actually go out to the living room and play a game with my partner, or play a game while he's playing a game on his computer, but not be like in separated rooms. So I still love my PC, but this is a handheld PC, the Legion Go 2. So if you want to know more about that, I did make a specific video about that, but I just kind of told you some games. And then I do have my PC. I have the specs and stuff all written down. I bought all the different parts, but I don't fully understand. I do, but I don't. My boyfriend built it for me, and I bought the parts, slowly upgrading it and everything. We did paint it as well, and it's... I don't know if you can see this, but it's matching this, like, chromed orchid color that we painted. Love my PC. A lot of Sims games, a lot of simulation games. Ableton, do a lot of stuff on there. My baby. One of the only things that's not retro. So, sorry I look a little different. You get 2 Dark Barbie looks in one. It's Dark Barbie, so what can I say? But it is the next few days later, and I'm doing more recording for this video, so enjoy. But I did forget to talk about the PSP, even though it was sitting right out to talk about. I just glossed right over it. So here is the PSP device that I got, which I did try to do things to, and I spent hours and hours, and I somehow couldn't get it to go, even though I did 3 Mius. So I ended up ordering a cartridge from Melty Mods. in there is Sims Castaway, which I haven't played this a lot recently, and I just charged it so I could start playing it again. And I love the way I stickered this one so much. It looks like it's just a part of the case. I just ordered a cheap case on AliExpress. And then this is from Dead Girl 6 on Instagram. And it's a picture for Sandy Taboo. I love their art so much. And then this just opens. And I put a little Emily the Strange sticker on there. So I love this device. The only problem is it doesn't stay charged very fast, even though I bought the best recommended battery recommended on Reddit. And I think you just need to have multiple charged batteries if you're ever going to play it out and about. I also love these, which I think I ordered off Etsy, but they're super cute. I just put them together. So yeah, that's the PSP device itself. This is the 2000, I want to say, and this is the color I always wanted. I think there's also a Hannah Montana purple one, which I would love to get. I don't really care about Hannah Montana. I mean, I liked it growing up, but I wasn't a stan, you know? Even though I feel like I should have been. If I was into it more, I feel like I would have been. I was just a little older when it came out, but I still thought it was funny. But anyways, there's a Hannah Montana PSP, and I love the color of it, and would love to try the game, just because I think it would be nostalgic, and it makes sense. Anyways, I love purple, and this is one of my fave devices based on looks. I did have a PSP for a little bit in high school, and there is a funny story behind that. I don't even know if I should get into it here, but I was basically gifted it by an ex who was kind of words and stuff. But anyways, was gifted the PSP, and definitely the mom was not happy. It wasn't my fault. Basically, I was gifted the PSP, and the mom was not happy, and was basically calling my dad, and none of the parents were happy out of this. It was really silly, though. It's like, don't give me stuff, you know, but I gave the PSP back. So anyways, I got gifted a PSP that I had for a little bit in high school, and then it turned out that it was not even a gift. It was their childhood PSP that the mom was definitely not having them give away. So anyways, moral of the story, do not gift your friends things that your parents give you, and all of you should be adults watching this anyways, so yeah, we should know that, but just throwing it out there in case we do not know that. Anyways, long story short, that's really funny because I had to give the PSP back, but for a while there in high school, I was living it up because you could literally go on MySpace on this thing if you could figure out how to link to internet, which was wild in 2009. That was wild at the time, extremely wild. And then also there was Little Big Planet, which was very cool on there. I think you could create levels and stuff. And then there was Sims 2, which again is a very different game from all the others. It's not my favorite. It's honestly really hard because you're just keeping up with your needs constantly, and it's hard to keep up with your needs in that game, but it's pretty fun, honestly. The graphics are really good. The PSP was just very ahead of its time. I have music videos on there. I have movies on there. You can buy movies for it too. I have these, and I also have the Warp Tour 2003, which is so worth it if you're into Warp Tour. This one is unopened because I do have it downloaded since I own it. So this has so much good music on it, and I used to have I still have all of my Warp Tour CDs that I grew up with, starting from 2005. My first time going was 2007 to 2014, but you'll hear more about that in my music, so honestly, I'll probably show this again when I talk about my music collection. But this, if you like music, if you like emo music, if you liked Warp Tour back in the day, is nostalgic and so staple because it literally shows actual concerts of Warp Tour, and it's so cool that they made a promotional of this for the PSP. Moving on, I have Castaway, which is similar to the Wii one. Honestly, I think it's very much the same with more handheld graphics. And then Sims 2 Pets, which was cool because you could actually move the sim around just like the PlayStation one. I think I might have already showed it, but Saw and Saw 2, which is so cool to have. I also have Aqua Teen Hunger Force and a couple different ones that there's just not cases for. This one, which is so 2000s nostalgic. I mean, I'm a chef, so you better just throw a whole kitchen in my back seat. This game is super fun. You just drive around town and there's little mini games to make money, and then you soup up the car and then give it back to them. And you can even soup it up again, the same people's. Once you get further in the game, you can add more to their cars. So that's actually fun, and I always wanted that game when I was a kid, but I never caved and got it. I would always pick something else, and my parents probably were like, maybe not. But also they let me watch the show. It wasn't bad, just, you know, maybe not a name for kids, but I never ended up caving as a kid and getting it, so I got it as an adult, and it's very of the 2000s. Good graphics, fun, good music. It's amazing. I bought this at the local game store thinking it was gonna be Lumines with all of these artists, you know. It wasn't. It was Mod Nation Racers, which I ended up keeping because it's this little racing game where you make these little toy cars and customize them, but there is thousands of different customizations, and I love stuff like that. So that's honestly really fun, and I ended up keeping it even though I don't have the game in the case. And then Need for Speed Most Wanted, also bought from the used game store. Okay, now over here is our TV, and behind us is the couch. Ignore the fact that I kind of need to dust over here. We just moved some of the systems, so yeah, realizations. But there is a PS3, PS4, my Switch, which is in the wrong docks, if you can't tell. I bought this off a friend a while back, and it has the Sailor Moon. And then I just got the Animal Crossing Switch pretty recently in the last year as part of a sobriety gift to myself, and got me and my partner's Switches to play a new Animal Crossing island. And then my Switch games, which I haven't really gotten into sports, but I bought it as a party game for if I have people over or we have a party or something. So that's why. Spyro Reimagined or Reignited, which I spoke a little bit about earlier, is amazing, but I'm more into playing it on my PS1, but I have gotten pretty into that one just over a span of years. Animal Crossing, obviously, I'm gonna now start going this way. Little Kitty Big City, got that from my partner for Christmas, and I love it. I have made it last a really long time, though, because I keep going back to it instead of just playing it for hours on end, getting burnt out and playing the game right away. Pikmin is mostly his. We did play the third one together, and that was pretty fun. Tamagotchi, of course. Pretty Princess Party is one of my newer ones, which I love. You get to decorate rooms. It's pretty happy home designer-ish, but very princess cutesy aesthetic coded and more like cozy. Another copy of Animal Crossing for my new Switch, because I have two islands, and my old one is a festival, kind of Lost Lands-ish, and then a bunch of other stuff going on, just kind of whatever I wanted, and I've had it for 6 years. And this one I got in February, and is more of a Toyland kind of toy vibe, Kidcore Island. So yeah, that's my Switch stuff. Super love the games that I have. I don't know if I'm missing any that didn't come with a case. I hope not, but I feel like I have a pretty good, mighty Switch. I don't really need many. Oh, I do have one on the Switch that is Pocket Nook, which is such a cute little cozy sticker-ish. It's a cute little cozy sticker-ish kind of room decorating game. It's not quite like Happy Home Designer because you just place stickers down. But yeah, I'm happy about my Switch collection, and I have been back into the Switch. Oh, because I did get... Sorry, I'm in the other room now, but I did get these two just recently, and the Tamagotchi Plaza is actually Japanese edition, but it plays on my Switch, and it went right in English. So the cartridge is in Japanese though, which is really, really neat. Ordered these off another Tamagotchi creator on Instagram. And then the Hello Kitty Island Adventure Deluxe Edition, which I just dove into these two for the first time last night, so I can't super speak on them. There we go. Sorry about the lighting. But they are fun, and this one, the Hello Kitty one, came with a poster. Tamagotchi Plaza, I only tried the biking and the violin playing, but it was way better than the DS one, no offense. But the DS one got so repetitive, and kind of building up the plaza seems really fun. So, very excited about those. I do like how they keep with physical on the Switch. And I'm trying to buy up more physical now, even though I do own quite a bit of physical stuff, clearly. And then I also have my Tamagotchi boxes here, so I don't want to get too wild, but these are my OG PC games. A bunch of Sims 2, Sims 4 when they still even made disc. I think Sims 3 is, yeah, back there. Those are super fun. Let me just pull one out to show you, like, what it used to be like. You used to get so much stuff. I loved this H&M fashion pack. Like, are you kidding? I'm actually sad that they couldn't include that, probably because of branding, marketing issues now, but whoop. It added so much amazing fashion to the game, and you could have stores. Anyways, you get the point. They used to have so much in the games. I kind of want to pull another one out. I wish I still had the big box of this, but yeet. I'm so glad I kept these. Never getting rid of, and I hope to have PC one day that can actually play these. This is the first Sims 2 expansion I ever got, and Sims 2 was the first Sims game I ever got. My grandpa, on my dad's side, bought me a laptop and said, pick out a game, and I picked out Sims 2, and he said, get one of the expansions, and I picked out this. And this is so iconic to me. It came with cars, it came with vampires, it came with bowling, it came with DJing, it came with being a superstar, it came with dating, it came with aspirations, over 125 new objects. These games, I really wanted to show a case or two because they used to have so much on them. And when Sims 4 came out, I actually bought the deluxe edition that came with a case and a book, but it wasn't even nearly as exciting, but still pretty cool that I still managed to have that. So I did want to show that. It's even advertising for the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, DS, and PSP, and Game Boy Advance, which, as I've said, or maybe I haven't said it yet, but all of the Sims games were different, and they were all so fun. They knew how to get a check back then, because I wanted every game, and they were all fun, especially the DS one. But what I really wanted to show was the booklets of the computer games. Had so much stuff in it that was actually really helpful and fun to read. I remember reading these on the way home and all night long. This is what houses all that stuff. I've had this since high school, since my high school bedroom, and it's a 9 square dealie. In the bottom, I just have stationery. I have my junk journals and my scrapbooks that are really special to me, more toys on top, and then Tamagotchi and toy boxes that I want to collect, which honestly I need to go through, but yeah. As far as the VHS collection, I don't think I'm going to pull out and talk about every single one, but a lot of these, especially this one I just thrifted, but these all I grew up with and are mine from childhood. That's why they're so the way they are. My grandma gave me this. Spice World I actually just rethrifted, and the Berenstain Bears my dad gave me. But this one, my grandma gave me along with my TV, which I still have. And this is so amazing. It's Spice Girls Live. And my cousin actually got Spice World, and we were both like mad that each other got the other one, even though they're both lit. And it was so funny. We both loved watching these, and I still love watching this. It's so iconic. They were awesome pop stars live. So glad I got to get that because I never got to see them, and it had views, and they're live in Britain. Hell yeah. Grease. I grew up loving Grease so much. Had the CD. I have vinyl of Grease, 45s, yeah. Space Jam, all the OVs. I grew up loving these Little Mermaids. My mom still talks about me loving and watching repeatedly, so it was really cool to re-find those as an adult. These ones I just rebought all of, and they're amazing, but I grew up with each and every one of those. I just rewatched that, which is a home video. Summer 2004 Alex, freaking iconic. Bring It On was my actual copy from childhood, never got rid of. A lot of these are from childhood and I never got rid of, so. And then real quick behind the Titanic is the ones that I grew up with from childhood. I did just get the box though, thrifted, so that's pretty lit. Whoopsies. Pulp Fiction unopened, Dune unopened, just got those pretty recently in the last few years. Think I'm gonna open them and watch them at some point, but this is pretty cool because it's the original Dune from the 80s and I've never seen it and we love Dune, so I'm really excited. And Gianni references Dune, who is also one of my favorite artists. This is the most recent one I got, or one of the most recent ones I got, and I haven't watched it yet, and I'm super excited. And Dazed and Confused is also a pretty recent one I got. My dad just gave me Fast Times, and I watched that pretty recently. Super fun. These are mostly Disney. Just watched Life Size pretty recently. Barbie Rapunzel, Hocus Pocus. Yeet. Those Simpsons 3-packs are the ones I grew up with from childhood. Like, this explains everything and why I got the Horror Story. Treehouse Horror Story. That too. Treehouse of Horror Simpsons Kids tattooed on my inner arms. Because I have another one of these and I think it's behind all these up top. But yeah, there's even more back there, and I have a lot of VHS. I never got rid of a lot of mine because we never had TV and I wasn't super into movies either, so we didn't have like hundreds of movies, but my staples were my staples. And I don't know, for purchasing VHS these days, I try not to just buy everything. I try to buy like these in decent-ish condition and very much like staple movies, if you can't tell. So these are my VHSs. Very proud of my little near and dear collection, and my TV that my grandma got me when I was 10. These are also just like Titanic. They're 2-part VHSs. And I just thrifted these and I'm super excited. I grew up with My Fair Lady. It was the first fancy like play me and my mom went to also. Not really related to the movie, but yeet. These are both, this is from 1960s and this one's from 1930s. So well, the VHS probably itself isn't, but super excited to watch those at some point. And those are the newest. So a part of my VHS collection lives up here with my TV. And then I also have these. Sorry, there is a fan and a fish tank out here, but this is the manga and the DVD area. So I will try to go over some faves first and foremost and what I'm currently reading. Next we have our DVDs, which a lot of the ones, some of the ones behind are my boyfriend's, some of them mixed in are his as well, but a lot of these are mine. Some are from childhood and teenage years. A lot are thrifted, pretty much. Probably 87% of them are thrifted or gifted, like American Horror Story was a gift. This was from my grandma's. A few things were from my grandma's. This one I rebought on Mercari because I accidentally got rid of it and it was my boyfriend's, and it is a crazy movie. Definitely, if you like freaky, weird stuff, watch that. These ones, like I said, in no order. This one was actually in the spare room, so I just moved it out here. This one I got for my birthday from my dad, and it's amazing. Has some of the best Twilight Zone episodes on it ever. Silent Hill was a recent thrift. Saw, which is my favorite series ever, so when I see different editions, I always make sure to buy it. I also have this for the PSP, Saw 1 and Saw 2. Just gonna go through and show you guys. V for Vendetta is one of my top faves. Fight Club is one of my top faves. We have two different versions. This one, the Deadpool one, has absolutely nothing to do with Deadpool. They just sold different, like, Deadpool covers of movies for funsies as promotional at Walmart. Bought that. This came with a puzzle, which I'm not sure where I put, but... Oh, there's that jigsaw poster I was, or, you know, puzzle I was talking about. I just don't know where to put some of this stuff at this point. Pretty cool. Has all 8 when there was only 8. Now there's like 10. This I just thrifted, and it is in Japanese, and it's super cute, and I can't wait to watch it more, but I think it's... Yeah, it's not even the first, or it doesn't have everything on it. It's just the first to 52, so I do want to get more of that, but it is super cute from what I've seen so far in Japanese, and I was really excited to thrift this. Silence of the Lambs is another staple. Donnie Darko is another staple fave. Shrek and Step Up and those ones back there are mine from childhood. This American Psycho is really cool because it came with the Patrick Bateman card, which is up in here. And it's like Italian or something. This is not American, and it does not play. Hang on. But super glad to have it because it's a really cool collector's one, and I don't know why I said Italian because it's from the UK. But it most certainly does not play here. But really cool thrift, and love it. There's just the normal version, which I got in the $5 bins at Walmart. Titanic I just recently got thrifting, and it was unopened from 2003 on DVD. So that's pretty cool. Girl Interrupted is another fave. I love the book, too. The real story of Susanna Kaysen. Treehouse Horror, obvious staples. Lizzie McGuire movie. I have both of those on VHS and DVD. This is My Mean Girls from when I was a teenager. I have been thrifting doll movies as well, and like My Little Pony and stuff. This Pink Panther is mine from when I was a teen, and I love Pink Panther. That was another Walmart find, which has just a million episodes on it. This one is so fun because Pink Panther is like a silent cartoon, but it's still really good to this day. Obvious other staples, and now we will maybe see some behind, or you guys can just know that there's a lot of DVDs behind. I don't think I need to go through every single movie with you. A lot of those are my partners anyways. Oh, but there is a really cool unopened, another thrifted. These are, yeah, $5.99, and it was unopened and has all these Nickelodeon movies. I'm super excited about that. Haven't seen a lot of these in years, so that's fun. Twilight, which I literally just watched for the first time last year, and I'm kind of mad at myself because I would not give into the hype back in the day because I was so into the books. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it in my 30s. Wish I would have given it a chance as a teen. These are my boyfriends. He got me into A Quiet Place, though, and those are freaky. Yup. Little taste of what's behind here. So yeah, I try to thrift really good staples. Got my boyfriend into Dexter in the last few years, so we bought most of those because there was nowhere to watch a lot of them at the time. And then those are my boyfriends. Was never super into The Office. He got me into it. It's decent, but I just am not that person. Obvious fave. And yeah, so that is my kind of medium but mighty DVD collection. Cool edition of Nightmare Before Christmas that I got in high school from my mom. American Psycho doll, which I love. And I also have The Crow one that is the same brand. And this was the most recent one that I watched, which still Has the Blockbuster 2007 sticker on it. I had never seen this one because I would have been in ninth grade when this came out. So I would have been like, that's lame now, or, you know, made fun of severely for it. So this was really good, actually. I couldn't even believe it was Bratz. It was very Mean Girls coded. The only thing they did wrong was put Chloe in pink and Jade in a jean outfit at the end, but this was so good. Honestly, loved it. Music was amazing. Currently reading Chobits and finishing up the last omnibus, which is going to be 7 and 8. So it's the fourth omnibus, which features 2 books in 1. These ones are so special and have extra larger full color pictures of Chi, like a bunch of them. And sorry for moving the camera, I'm trying to get comfortable. So for my birthday, my boyfriend got me the third one, which is so pretty. Actually, he got me a gift card because they didn't have 2, and I already had 2, so good thing he didn't buy them. So I went and got this. And then I was also reading Nana or Nana. I'm actually not sure how it's pronounced. If it's Nana or Nana, let me know. So I also got the omnibus of those, just the first 2, and I'm currently on the second one. And then my most recent read prior to that was Parasite, which was so good, so weird and creepy and funny at the same time. And I did get the full color edition, so I need to find the second omnibus of that. I really enjoy omnibus because I don't have a ton of space, and I'm already going to have to get a shelf. I think I want to get shelves here and put DVDs there and move that stuff kind of here, as well as have more manga area, if that makes sense. But yeah, this one is super fun. Loved it. 10 out of 10. Most of these, not these ones and not high school, these ones are my boyfriend's actually, but these pinks my grandma got me in middle school. These are, this one's from middle school. Princess Eye, the first one, is from middle school. That's with Courtney Love, and I absolutely loved this in middle school. I used to try and draw her all the time. Very 2000s. Such good art. I love. And then Peach Girl is behind. Emily the Strange. And then I have the Attack on Titan omnibus, which features 3 in one book. Those are huge. And then other ones, these all behind are from middle school, so except for Chainsaw Man, that one's new, but yep. I've had this one I got at a book fair, so that's super cool. This one obviously is not from middle school for me. I was in middle school in like 2004, so The Dreaming is a creepy, fun one. These are actually pink, like the whole thing. So yeah, I got pretty into this in middle school, and my grandma bought me these 4, but they're all in pink, and they're teeny bopper romance. They're super fun, and I will never get rid of these. And then on there I have my Mini Brands, or I think it's Mini Brands books, which do have real pages and real words on them. Sorry, it's not focusing. There it goes. Perfect for dolls and doll collectors. I think they're super cute, and they have little bookmarks even too. Well, hard to do one-handed. And now I want to talk about the books, which is a very awkward thing to capture in my home because I'm standing on the couch right now, and it is right next to the couch, and my boyfriend's computer is behind us, and I'm in the living room. So, this cabinet was my great-grandparents', and my grandma had it. My family was going to get rid of it, and I was like, after weeks of thinking about it, you know what? I think I have room for that. It's beautiful. I remember it at my great-grandparents' house in their kitchen. And I honestly needed a bookshelf, clearly. So that's what houses our books. I have a lot of family photos and things that matter to me on there, like my parents, so nobody can get mad that I'm posting them because my parents won't care. So here are my Mostly thrifts. A few that I've been given for Christmas, birthday stuff over the years in high school, but mostly those are thrifts. A lot I haven't read yet. I do not like that Stephen King Skeleton Crew, honestly. It was short stories, and I didn't decide to pick him back up for years. And then I read The Shining last year, and now I love him. So I've picked up a ton more. Guilt by Association, have never read, and I've had it since I was a teenager, so I want to. Those with my monster picture that I made in high school, love, are my grandma's books, and they are mysteries, and I want to read them. I started one last year, and it was wild, so. Down here, a lot more I have not read. Few I've read. A lot of true crime. And then we're getting to the ones that I have read. In the last few years, got into Anne Rice because I've had those since high school, and I started reading those. I'm on the third. Twilight, I have fully read in high school, loved. It's why I avoided the movie for so long. Burned Glass, any Ellen Hopkins, me and my mom love, and she's still buying, and we are still reading. She currently has the newest one, and I'm going to read it when she's done. My favorite is Impulse, which is hidden behind that vase. Spiritual and different kind of books on the end, besides that Trains one, which is my boyfriend's. Tolkien stuff is my boyfriend's. Doctor Sleep, which I'm so excited to read and then watch the movie because, whoops, sorry. We just did that with The Shining last year, and I loved The Shining, so I can't wait to read it. These I also just picked up at a local bookstore that I love with a gift card, so those are super nostalgic. Felt like I was getting into a lot of huge books that take me a while to read, so I wanted a few short ones. And then Memoirs of a Geisha. Just watched that movie in the last year, loved it, so I want to read it. And I just thrifted the movie too. I think I forgot to talk about that in the movies portion. Amy Poehler I got from a mini book nook that we have in our building, or up by our building. And kind of intrigued to read it again. A lot of books I haven't read, a lot of books I've read. I love young adult books, judge me. I love Twilight still. My mom just bought me a Twilight locket, and I love wearing it. So anyways, behind there is Dune, which I really want to read. We love Dune. And a bunch of true crime, which I love true crime. I mean, I don't love the fact that it happens, but I love reading about it because it's just wild to get into people's psyche and think about, like, how. Because they're just also people, but I could never think like that. So a lot of psychological, a lot of thrillers. Also, my favorite book pretty much ever is Girl Interrupted and Impulse. Girl Interrupted is by Susanna Kaysen and is a real story of her time in a mental hospital in the 60s and what the movie is about. And it's so good. It's written from a journal perspective, and that made me love journals for the rest of the time. But yeah, those are my books. I hope you enjoyed, because I have never shown this anywhere, and I love books, and I could talk books all day. I'll show you what I'm currently reading next. We are in the corner of my bedroom, which has never before been seen on camera. More books up here, which are my spiritual books that are with other tarot and spiritual books, and then spiritual stuff. So yeah, I have my Kaya here because I have Native American in my blood, and I have always wanted her and dreamt of her my whole life. So she stays with my spiritual stuff along with my Navajo princess that I got at a garage sale and is probably 50s or 60s or something. Vintage for sure. This is what I'm currently reading. Got this from the Book Nook, and it is so bizarre. It's really good, though. It's short stories that Isaac Asimov, who wrote I, Robot, picked out, and they are sensual sci-fi. If you have time, definitely look into Isaac Asimov's, because these short stories are wild, and they're quick reads if you can't see how short they are. So this one is very fun. I think I'm definitely going to pass it along when I'm done, even though I love that art. It reminds me of Gianni and Mikshita. If you know, you know. Favorite musician. One of my favorite musicians. Pretty much my favorite ever. And my favorite mural artist, graffiti artist, Makshita. He makes art just like this. So anyways, this is my current read. Hope you guys enjoyed the books portion. Actually, I think I have one more stack of books to share somewhere else in the home. This is going to be my spooky season read, so it's sitting right here because it already pretty much is spooky season to me. Clive Barker is who wrote Hellraiser, and his books are amazing. I read his short stories with Books of Blood and absolutely loved him, so someone that I played music with before gave me this, and I'm excited to check it out. It's going to be creepy. These are some of my bigger table books, which I keep on top of the speakers for right now, as we don't have a big table to keep on there. Keep them on. Hi, Steven. But this is the book from House on the Rock, which I'm excited to open someday on a table. And then this is the actual Barbie movie fashion book, which is freaking amazing. And I got at Hot Topic. These are kind of like Chicken Soup for the Soul-ish, where people wrote in, and Post Secret is so cute. Let's open it a little. They wrote in postcards anonymously. And I've had this since I was a teenager, and it really means a lot to me. And the We Feel Fine is a similar idea. It's an almanac of human emotions, and it's a lot of write-ins, anonymous. Groovitude, Get Fuzzy is a comic that I've had since middle school that is huge. And I've also pressed flowers in that book. I also forgot to say, please say what your favorite thing physically to collect or to use is, whether it be books, music, games, retro games, handhelds, consoles. You let me know down below what you love to do, and also let me know what your favorite or most nostalgic thing that I brought up today is. Thank you so much again for 1,000 plus of you in the dollhouse. It's so nice to have each and every one of my types of toys here, all of the different humans that make up this dollhouse. I appreciate you all, and I hope that you all continue embracing your differences and staying true to you and daring to be different. I hope you're all having a great morning, day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world, and that, again, you stay true to you and dare to be different. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you consider joining my dollhouse, where we have a positive, nostalgic community with, again, nostalgia, 2000s and 90s nostalgia, fashion, music, creation of art and creativity, and embracing who you are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.